Alright, good morning y'all! What's up guys? Today again in Real Madrid Hub we are going to talk about very interesting news as usual, as you know. And of course today we have to talk about Erling Haaland again. Why? Because not last night but the previous night, right after all the games of champions, when Josep Guardiola showed up in the press conference right after the super win of Manchester City, again with Erling Haaland scoring more and more goals. This is pretty normal, right? Like he's scoring like 2 to 3 goals every single game. And it's funny to me because now apparently somebody has signed up for a kind of deportation of the player from the UK just because he's a robot, right? He's not a human, right? Okay, so let's go. So the other day, Guardiola showed up in the press conference, right? And he was asked about all the rumors that are saying Erling Haaland has a kind of release clause for Real Madrid, right? Or very in favor of Real Madrid. And Guardiola was very strict and firm when he said, no, that's not true. And he doesn't have any kind of release clause for Real Madrid or, nobody else. So he said that pretty clear, right? And everybody at that moment was like, kind of like, what? He was asked about the rumors from El Chiringuito the previous night from Fernando Sanz, talking about Fernando Sanz and Ramon Alvarez-Demon, talking about that, right? Talking about, hey, this guy has a release clause just because he wanted to sign and set up the release clause just in case he wants to play for Real Madrid in a couple of years, right? That was the information from Fernando Sanz, Ramon Alvarez-Demon, and others, right? So Guardiola was asked about that and he denied those rumors. And on top of that, Diario AS came up with the same thing, claiming a source within Manchester City. This is the footage from Josep Guardiola denying the rumors and stuff like that. And Diario AS claimed the same thing, saying Guardiola doesn't have any release clause in favor of Real Madrid or any other team in the world, right? So it was funny to me because you don't have to believe so just because it is pretty obvious. Guardiola is not going to show up in a press conference to confirm that he can leave Manchester City in a couple of years. That's pretty obvious, man. He is supposed to say that, right? What is kind of strange to me though is the information from Diario AS, because they know very well that he does have a release clause in favor of Real Madrid, and I'm going to explain you why, because it's not very difficult to me. And I'm going to jump to the next news, okay, which is the response from Fernando Sanz to either Guardiola and Diario AS. Let me click on it really quick. Do not believe the words from Josep Guardiola because are not true. Look at this. Okay, like 30 minutes later, Guardiola showed up in the press conference responding all those rumors, denying the rumors about Erling Haaland and stuff like that. Giuseppe Pererol, I cannot play the video, sorry, but for the copyright thing, Giuseppe Pererol made a call to Fernando Sanz asking him about the words from Josep Guardiola and if he was going to insist in the veracity of the of the claiming that he did the previous night, right? Like, okay, are you insisting in Erling Haaland has a release clause for Real Madrid, or are you going to change your opinion, mind, or whatever? And Fernando Sanz responded pretty clear, crystal clear. He said, Guardiola has said what he's supposed to say. It is basically what he told you guys. Fernando Sanz insisted and reconfirmed Erling Haaland has a release clause for Real Madrid. And the reason for Guardiola to say that, it is because he's the manager of Manchester City. But let me remind you a couple things. This is something that Fernando Sanz said. Last year, Guardiola said, no, we don't have money to spend such a crazy money in any player, right? It wasn't true because they signed not only the Erling Haaland, but Julian Alvarez as well. Number one. Number two, it is not true just because last year Manchester City and Borussia Dortmund denied the rumor about the release clause of Erling Haaland for 75 million, and happened to be it was true. right? That's why Manchester City ended signing up to Erling Haaland for Manchester City. Number 3, you remember Luis Figo when he said, no, I'm not going to play for Real Madrid 20 years ago. I'm not going to play for Real Madrid one day in the Catalonian press, right? In the newspaper from Catalonia. And the next day he was wearing the Real Madrid jersey. Guess what? He lied. And the other example that he utilized, it was another one very good. I can't recall right now, but it was like, the thing is, sometimes the coaches, the managers have to lie just because it's the best interest for their clubs, but not because it's true. So Fernando Sanz said, man, he is saying what he's supposed to say. He's not even blaming Pep Guardiola. He's not even calling out Pep Guardiola. He's not even saying, hey, Pep Guardiola is lying, he's a liar. No, he's not saying that. He was very educated, very respectful. He said, yeah, I understand Pep Guardiola. I understand why he's saying that, but unfortunately, it's not true. It's not true. Guardiola is not telling the truth. And Erling Haaland has the release clause just because it's not only Fernando Sanz or Ramon Alvarez-Ramon claiming that. Jose Velez Diaz told to me in my channel, my Twitch channel, he confirmed it was very typical from Mino Raiola to set up a release clause for every single of his players, for every single team. In every single contract, he used to set up a release clause saying, okay, we are going to release the player in a couple of years just in case the player is not feeling okay, he wants to change his mind, he wants to change the team or whatever, right? So it's not strange and shouldn't be strange for anybody that Erling Haaland really wants to leave Manchester City, not just because he doesn't want to play anymore in Manchester City, just because he really wants to play for Real Madrid, okay? So guys, keep strong, stay strong in this thought. Erling Haaland has a lot of chances for playing in Real Madrid, and nobody can tell you otherwise, right? Nobody can tell you any other thing about that because it is true, okay? So now let's jump into the next news, because it's very important considering Leo Messi apparently has a kind of, agreement with FC Barcelona to leave Paris Saint-Germain and go back to FC Barcelona. And the rumors have been increasing over the last 24 hours because more and more people from the FC Barcelona environment, like Lobo Carrasco, Nel Chiringuito, Cristina Cubero, same thing, and more other journalists are talking about that. In this case, this article from Diario AS came out from Manu Sainz. Manu Sainz is not a Barcelonista, right? He's not a very big fan of FC Barcelona, but he has very good information. And he said, I'm not ruling out the possibility, the fact Leo Messi might be back on Barcelona just because apparently he has any kind of agreement to get back. And it wasn't it wasn't Leo Messi the one who closed the door for FC Barcelona. He was actually kicked out from FC Barcelona, but not because of him, because of other circumstances, right? Because of Laporta, because of the situation, whatever you want to call it, right? But apparently, Leo Messi has right now a lot of chances to get back to play in Barcelona. So to me, a lot of FC Barcelona fans are going to be like super excited and super hyper, like thinking, Leo Messi is going to be back. He's going to be back. So that's great news for them. So I don't know how are they going to fit them, right? In what place or what spot. But let me tell you something. Leo Messi is a player that will always have a spot, right? A spot in FC Barcelona. So very good news for all los Barcelonistas. And yeah, great news. For the Spanish La Liga, it's got to be great, right? It's got to be just great. And the latest news I have for y'all guys, it is about Casemiro. Situation of Casemiro in Manchester United is becoming worse and worse and worse. Why? Apparently, we found out yesterday Eric Ten Hag didn't ask for the signing of a player like Casemiro. To me, that was kind of strange, as Casemiro is the kind of player that doesn't match at all the style of play from a team of Eric Ten Hag, right? Eric Ten Hag has been leading and coaching a team like Ajax, which has a very specific style of play, right? And now he's been given the project of Manchester United to lead to a something new for the Red Devils, right? So I cannot see the way how are you gonna suit. I mean, how this project is going to suit the style of play of Casemiro. So it's not a surprise to me. Casemiro has only played so far 82 minutes in the whole season, right? When he's been on the bench for quite a while. I mean, 5 or 6 games. So apparently now there are a lot of people in Manchester claiming against that, claiming like, man, why did we do this kind of signing if he was not necessary at all? And the funny thing is, we've been paying, right? Or we have paid actually 80 million euros to Real Madrid for no reason, right? Because he wasn't a desired player, right? Nobody wanted him. Just, I mean, we only signed it to Casemiro just because he's a former Real Madrid player. He's won 5 Champions League and that's it. So not many people out there in Manchester especially are seeing the point, right, of signing Casemiro. And I mean, to me it's the same thing. I'm okay because I'm a Real Madrid fan and now my club has 80 more million, right? Which is great. But honestly, I didn't see the point back then and I'm not seeing the point still. And I don't understand really why Manchester United, if they were not thinking about utilizing Casemiro for anything, why did you guys sign the player? I mean, there's no point, right? But, you know, these kind of things that happen in soccer every once in a while. So, okay, that's it, guys. I'm gonna I'm gonna deliver another round of news right now, but I'm gonna upload this news for now so y'all have the information enough to keep moving forward and keep learning about Real Madrid.